Hey, once again, Nicola Grace, the Mission Mentor, and I'm joined here with Leisha Jarrett as we start talking about what's going to happen in call number 2 of this Money Transformation series.
Hi everyone, welcome back. We just decided that we'd give a little bit of an outline so you had an understanding coming into the call, and we also just wanted to do a little bit of debrief around call 1 to support you in your current experience.
Excellent. So this call, we get to go deeper because in call number 1, we started to strengthen you as well as bring up triggers. So many of you may have experienced things coming up that made you feel really uncomfortable. That needs to happen if there's stuff there so that we can clear it. And now we'll go deeper. So we're going to be focusing on karma, not only your personal karma, but also projected karma. And I often talk about this hurly-durly year that I had where everything was just going wrong and it didn't matter what I did, then, nothing was working for me. And what I came to awaken through that year was there was this thing called projected karma that we get, and it sticks in our field because we actually believe in karma as an absolute, and we don't necessarily believe in grace, or we're not working towards grace. So when I started clearing that, working with Leisha, all of a sudden things started flowing. So we're going to need to look at that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I started seeing a lot of that too in my client work, where there were a lot of beliefs either created from the personal being or created collectively that were holding falsities like money karma, ancestral karma, preventing an individual from accelerating. So Nicola's going to lead in with breaking through and unlocking those particular limitations. And then I'm going to lead you through a 7-step process where we actually work through what's called the primary 7 system chakra, light body. What I started to see too when I was working closely in one-on-one work is that particular limitations have attachment points in the physical body, often in the light body, and then in different maps of different areas of consciousness, so different themes, in other words. So I started to actually see that visually with the people that I worked with. So what we want to do in the second part, the second process, is to be guided into unlocking what they are for you. So starting at the base of the body, starting at the base of the 7 system chakra system, and moving through what you can actually feel, what you can actually identify, where your density is, where your contraction is, so that you can get the experience of your own limitations yourself. And the second part to that that's really crucial is then being able to connect the dots. How is that limitation actually showing up? How is it affecting me, conscious and unconscious? And what does that result in my life? And then we go through a clearing process where we actually unlock that. So it's very deep, it's layered, it's powerful, and it works.
And we're being more personal in call number 2. In call number 1, we did quite a lot of collective stuff. This is going to be very personal and individual for you. And the reason why we're able to do that is because quite often if we've got these balls of energy or limitations within us that have been projected or connected through collective consciousness, they actually act as a block to what's really going on. And it's super important to do the work at this deep level. If you're wanting to manifest, if you're wanting to create your vision and you're finding that it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't seem to be happening for you. And that's often because, one, there's that collective layer in the way, but then there's these deeper, let me say, limitations or blocks that we haven't been able to see. So we're going to be able to bring them up to the surface and clear them really quickly for you. We are looking at having tremendous amounts of shifting in this one, particularly for you personally, as well as our collective community. And then we'll see how that ripples out into the world. Anything else you want to say just before we close off, Leisha?
Yes, I just wanted to talk briefly through what might be happening for people, just if I can be of any assistance. We opened this call up to the wider community. So we do realise that there are some of you on the call that are at different levels of your awakening, different levels of your spiritual journey, different levels of disclosure and unravelling what's going on in the world, in spirituality and in consciousness. So if some of you did have strong triggers come up, really just get present with that. So whether it was your own personal trigger that you realised, oh wow, I've really got money stuff there, or you were triggered by the group environment, you were triggered by anyone else in the group, you were triggered by our delivery, you were triggered by our language, you were triggered by any aspect of the experience. All of that stuff is really valuable for you to work with. At the end of the day, it's not about any of that stuff, but it is about that pathway being offered to you. So just if you had those experiences, great, celebrate them and just sit with them for as long as you need to help you recognize what's under them. So sometimes when we've got attachments and densities and stuff going on that's limiting us, sometimes we either don't want to move it because it's a bit confronting or scary, or it's uncomfortable. So the mind or the ego or the limited parts of us will start to make judgments about anything actually in the space. It's really normal. So if that's happening for you, great, welcome it. Just spend a bit of time this week dropping right into it and confronting that within yourself. You don't have to like everything. It's not about like and dislike. It's really about coming into your personal awareness and your personal connection to what's happening inside of you, and take your time this week. Be present with yourself each day. Just check in. How am I feeling around the call? How am I feeling around my money reality? What's coming up for me? Because remember that the theme of this call is a gateway. Money and prosperity is a gateway. It's actually not just about that. That is where stuff shows up, but it's very much also about your relationship to yourself. It's about how you feel about success, about your purpose, about your reputation, about your skills and abilities, about any paradigm in your life at all. So just come into that within yourself and see what's there, because it's really valuable content and learning. And bring it all into session 2. Any triggers you've got, any resistance you've got, just go, great, there it is. And I'm going to commit to the whole process, no matter what. And I'm going to show up and call two.
Awesome, yes, because the only way out is the way through. And for those of you that have either just worked with me or just worked with Leisha or never worked with either of us at all, one thing to remember is the two of us together are a powerhouse of light. We both work with a tremendous amount of light. We are both on our own clearing path on a day-by-day basis. I'm on the table with my clearing practitioners at least once, sometimes twice a week, and we work really intensely in the light space. That means when the two of us come together, the light is amplified. And then when all of you join us, your light amplifies it, which means there's a tremendous amount of light on everything, and it's going to show up the dark corners. It's going to show the darkness that's already in the space. Now, when there's a lot of light going on, it's impossible for anything else to be in the space or come into the space or invade the space. So what happens is what's already there, it just shines the light on that, and we're bringing that up for the purpose of bringing it back to unity consciousness. We're owning it in ourselves, we're owning it as a collective, taking responsibility for it and bringing it back to point zero, as we talk about a lot, bringing it back to the point of creation. So we're always coming back to that original prosperity template, the original experience that we as a humanity are here to experience, which is abundance, love, joy, prosperity, and get back to our original timelines as well. So that's just a heads up to let you know that, you know, you are dealing with a lot of light. It's not just me and Leisha, it's you and it's everybody else joined in that group. So we can just see every corner, every nook and cranny, and bring our light to that so we can see it and very quickly move through it, get through to the other side. Please drink plenty of water. Light and electricity, it needs a lot of water to conduct. So if you're feeling sore muscles, an achy jaw, or a bit achy or fluey, just drink plenty of water. I drink about 3 to 4 litres of water a day. If I only drink 2 litres of water a day, I start to get really achy because I'm running so much light. Is there any tips you want to pass on there, Leash?
No, I think it's just everyone's different. It's just to be aware and remind yourself that it is a big process, and that whatever's happening for you is part of that, and to just check in what you need and drop into your intuitive awareness around self-care this week.
Yes. So just a few facts. You can't do call 2 unless you've been through call 1, because that was preparatory, and it allows you to get into that expanded space and that connected space to be able to do this deep work. So if you're joining us at this level, what you do is you just, book in for the whole 3 sessions. The first one's waiting for you right there and then. And we also have some free videos and some trainings and a clearing process on hormones that are waiting for you in the free section of this training as well. And it would be great if you check your email, and it'll give you the instructions on what you can do to prepare between now and call 2. And for those of you who are just joining us, making sure that you get number 1 under your belt as well. So thanks so much for listening all the way to the end. We'd really appreciate it if you could share this, because we are looking for getting that 100th monkey, because when so many of us come together and we do this work together, we have the greatest ability to affect ripples of change throughout the world and actually throughout the universe. Isn't that right, Leisha?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for watching this video, for being here, for participating, for bringing your light and your heart, and we look forward to seeing you on call 2.
Yeah, much love. Bye for now.
Bye.